Welcome to KTVB here just a little before the news at 6. We're continuing our breaking news coverage out of Twin Falls. The Twin Falls Police Department has confirmed that 3 people are dead and 2 are injured after a shooting at the In-N-Out. Police are asking that residents and visitors avoid the area so officers and first responders can continue to work safely. We have a briefing right now as we speak with the latest. We'll take you there live now.
Good to go? Yeah. So my name is Matthew Hicks. I'm the Chief of Police for the Twin Falls Police Department. Today has been a very hard day here in Twin Falls, a tragic day. We initially responded to the scenes of shots fired at the In-N-Out restaurant here in Twin Falls. Officers from the Twin Falls Police Department, the Twin Falls County Sheriff's Office, the Idaho State Police, along with multiple other agencies responded to the area. It was a very chaotic scene. What I can tell you at this time is that we've had a shooting at the In-N-Out location that has resulted in fatalities. I don't have the exact number confirmed. We're still trying to make notification of the next of kin. We're trying to work with St. Luke's and our coroner's office to ascertain the exact numbers of fatalities. We also have a number of people being treated for injuries at our local hospital here. We have literally hundreds of people that were in some way, shape, or form in the area of this restaurant at the time that are being interviewed right now. The resources for all of our agencies are completely on board. We are interviewing as many people as we can, but we're encouraging the public, if you have any information about this incident, whether you directly saw something, you have any information about it, to let us know. I can also reassure the community right now, we believe that the threat to the community is over. The suspected shooter in this incident is deceased. He was nearby on the scene there, and we are working to try to ascertain his identity and the motivations behind that. We'll be able to figure that out in the next coming days. We're marshaling resources from across the state and literally from across the nation. State partners, federal partners, along with the FBI and the ATF have called to assist us for help. They have resources on the way here so that we can properly document the scene, interview all of the witnesses, and get to the bottom so that we can give everybody an answer about why this happened and the exact facts behind this today. You should also know that the men and women for your respective law enforcement agencies, your fire service, your ambulance, they have performed at their highest levels today. This is the most chaotic scene that many of them will ever have in their careers. They rose to their training, they rose to the level that our community expects, and you should be very proud of the women and men that work for all of your first responders here to try to ascertain this exceptionally chaotic scene on a Saturday afternoon here in Twin Falls at one of the busiest locations in all of southern Idaho. We're dedicated to try to get information out to you as accurately as possible. So that's all the information that we have for you at this time. But please know we have marshaling all of the resources for our respective agencies right now to get you the answers that we can, to document this properly, to get resources for everybody that's been affected by this. And in the aftermath for this, we'll get more information out to our community. We appreciate all of your interest in this. We'll be in touch with you very soon. Thank you, everybody.
So you just heard there, that was the briefing, no questions after the fact. Again, NBC is confirming that 3 people are dead, 2 others injured in that shooting. Little wrap up there of what was said in the briefing. They did say the suspect is deceased. They are working to confirm his identity, and the threat to the community is now over. You heard them there. They described it as a chaotic scene, and you could see from these viewer videos that it truly was chaos there outside of the In-N-Out. You could see people there getting into their cars, fearing for their lives as workers and other people in the area, they're running from the gunshots. Again, the biggest news out of that briefing as well, that the suspected shooter is deceased, but there is no confirmation on his identity yet. Again, that was a briefing. They did not take questions after the fact. They said multiple agencies from all around the state responded to this chaotic situation, and they are also using resources from across the nation to really lock in and figure out what led up to this shooting and the motive. And again, there is that shooter you can see there in that viewer video reaching back into his trunk of his car. Again, the biggest thing is just a chaotic scene. Roads in that area are continued to be shut down as this is an active investigation. They are waiting to notify next of kin of those pronounced dead on this scene as well. Again, just a very sad situation that we will continue to keep you updated on. We also have boots on the ground there. We have Terrence Holton and Abby Wilt. They are both there, ready to give you a update as well to what they're seeing. But again, just a sad, sad scene there in Twin Falls, and that's kind of a look at that area. There next to that In-N-Out, you had the bridge shut down for a while. Again, this is an area that at this point for the rest of today you should just avoid. It is going to be an active scene for quite some time as police continue to investigate. Now you see our two reporters there, Abby Wilt and Terrence Holton. They are on the scene together. Both of them got there pretty soon after we got the notification of this active shooter situation. Guys, you guys were just there listening to that press conference. I guess what's the feel coming out of that and just the vibe in that area in Twin Falls?
Well, really, it was described to us as such a chaotic scene. You know, some of the first responders, what the police chief described as possibly the most intense moment of their lives responding to this call. Really terrifying situations for them.
Yeah, and Terrence, the biggest thing that we just learned out of that press conference is the suspected shooter is believed to be deceased. That was something we didn't know yet. We thought there was still an ongoing threat to the public, but Police Chief Matthew Hicks of Twin Falls did just confirm there is no ongoing threat to the public, so that is good news. He says right now they're working on interviewing a lot of people that were at the scene. He also said there are no confirmed number of fatalities. We do know there are 3 for sure, but they're still working to know more. He also said there's plenty of people that are getting injured or that are getting treated for injuries at St. Luke's, so he's working on getting an amount of people for that as well. So the numbers are still pretty unclear here. But the biggest thing we just learned was that suspected shooter is deceased.
That's right. They did not tell us how exactly. They weren't taking questions at the time, so we do not know the manner of death of the shooter. They said that the call came in at 2:29, but that's all we know so far.
Yeah, and Terrence and I both got here kind of within probably 5 minutes of each other,
Right
but we were
around
on opposite sides of In-N-Out. Talk a little bit about what you saw, and then I'll talk about what I saw from the other side.
I was seeing lots of people shuttled in and out of the buses that we were seeing. Not sure who those people were, but they were coming from inside the police station. Lots of abandoned cars in that In-N-Out drive-through as well. And when I was coming in, as well as you, I assume, you can see parts of the bridge was being closed off so that they could get those people, those school buses in.
Yeah, I saw people getting loaded onto those buses. A lot of people looked really distraught, scared, shaking. I mentioned earlier, but I talked to somebody who was inside the Ross at the time, and she said she heard shots all the way from Ross, which if you aren't familiar with In-N-Out, that's about 2 buildings over across a parking lot. She said that was very scary, and about 5 to 10 probably seconds after, she said people just started running out of In-N-Out, and they came into the Ross store to take shelter. So she said they were in there taking shelter for probably about an hour until they were cleared. Of course, all the buildings over there now are closed and getting blocked off. We've seen a lot of crime scene tape around In-N-Out, and just so many. I mean, I don't know if I've ever
So
seen
many
so
places,
many.
both
Yeah.
state and Twin Falls Police. They also mentioned working with the FBI and the ATF, if I'm not mistaken, to find out motives of the shooter potentially, anything of that sort.
Yeah, everyone around definitely has a lot of questions still.
Absolutely.
We do too. I mean, we've only been here even an hour and just trying to work and learn more as we can, but everyone around is shaken. I mean, I think we are too. You know, it's scary to be
It's a
here
hard
and-
situation, absolutely.
Yeah. So Eddie will continue to keep you guys updated with new information as we're learning it, and we'll be here covering it all throughout the evening.